Jeff Sessions getting even tougher on sanctuary cities, telling Bill O'Reilly last night that sanctuary cities face more backlash from the administration than just loss of funding. In fact, hinting at more punishment. Here now to discuss Steve Rogers, Alex Nowrasteh, and Gianno Caldwell. Let me start with you, Steve Rogers. I thought that what he said in that soundbite, 80% of America say that these sanctuary cities are wrong. And yet they persist, they grow. There's like 300 of them. You've got states that want to become sanctuary states and defy the citizens, defy the White House. How do they think they're going to get away with this?
Charles, you're not going to get away with it. And I have suggested that the Justice Department should go one step further. Controversial, but they should do this. They should get the Attorney General's office and the Division of Criminal Justice to begin the process of prosecuting elected officials who are breaking the law. Charles, they're breaking the law. We either are.
Would you go after a high-profile mayor right out the gate to set the example?
Right out the gate, Charles, because they're breaking the law. Look, if a person's running down the street, let's say an illegal immigrant's running down the street, the police are chasing him, and he knocks on your door and you let him in and he says, please keep the police away from me, you're going to be arrested and charged with obstructing justice. What makes a politician immune from that? They should be prosecuted.
You know, Gianno, today at the White House presser, Sean Spicer referenced your hometown, Chicago. Yeah. And then, you know, there's a lot of pushback. Some of the politicians there are saying this is a White House cover. They want to take money from us anyway. What do you make of that?
I say that's BS. If you look at the numbers in Chicago, we got about 450,000 illegal immigrants, and we receive about $120 million a year from the federal government. And in these particular towns, you think about people like Mayor Rahm Emanuel or Cook County's President Tony Preckwinkle, they're really keeping these folks in because they want to get votes. Honestly, it's become very, very political. And when we talk about these issues, I think about my grandfather, who small business construction owner back in Chicago, who did very well until contractors started coming in and underbidding him because they almost exclusively used illegal aliens. And I tell you, there is a need to get tough on them, not just to lose their funding, but there may be a need to prosecute these people because they do take the same oath of office as federal officials. So you should uphold the law like everyone else.
Alex, you know, Jeff Sessions already shot one shot across the bow, if you will, but the defiance from these sanctuary cities is really amazing. They're entrenched pretty well with regard to being wedded to this ideology, and it seems like it will take more before there's anything really done.
Oh, it's going to take a lot more. I mean, for instance, the law that that Attorney General Sessions cited, it's very unclear whether he can even withhold these funds from these cities in the first place, because the city of San Francisco and Seattle, for instance, who are suing, they don't even collect information on the immigration status of the people that they arrest. So they're not withholding it, or there's not a policy that says that the police can't share it with the federal government. It's just that they don't have it to collect it in the first place. And
but are they doing that deliberately, though, Alex? Are they deliberately not collecting this information so that they create another loophole or excuse not to cooperate?
Yeah, I mean, it's police department policy. It's been in these places for decades not to collect any immigration status. In my hometown of Los Angeles, it's been that way since the late 1970s. But that's different than prohibiting police from sharing those information that they have with the feds, which is what Attorney General Sessions is operating under.
Right. And there's currently no mechanism in place for grants that have already been sent to actually retrieve that money back. Right. And I think that's been a consideration not for this current fiscal year.
There's no doubt that there are huge obstacles for the federal government to enforce this, but it does feel like Attorney General Sessions is serious about this, and I think the American public is serious about it. You understand law enforcement. This puts a lot of local law enforcement in a particular pickle, doesn't it? Because some want to cooperate. Some are just saying that they're overwhelmed. And if you start taking money from the city, they're going to be even more overwhelmed, at least from an economic point of view.
They are overwhelmed. They're between a rock and a hard place. The police don't know what to do in this situation because we have elected officials who are defying the law. And the other point is there are state governors and legislatures that are saying, look, we'll replace the federal funds to the cities that are sanctuary cities. The American taxpayers are going to end up paying the bill. I go back to what I said. Let the elected officials pay the bill through prosecution.
All right, guys, thank you all very much. General Flynn, meanwhile,